Book friends, it's Thursday afternoon and today is day 10 of the video challenge. Hopefully it's not too loud. I'm sitting out at Whole Foods with my green juice, enjoying a little greenness. It's actually really good. And so what I got hit with today to talk about is magical moments, synchronicities, and paying attention to signs and even asking for signs. So I have a couple of amazing stories that I'd love to share, and I typically share these in my classes, and I was like, oh, why don't I just share these in one of my videos? So one of my favorite stories to tell is when I needed to make a decision about something and I just was having a hard time discerning between my higher self, my ego, what was fear, what was truth. So in those moments where I'm not able to discern between fear and truth, I decided to ask the universe, ask God, ask my angels. I just, have we got a whole family up there of beings that support us. And so what I was debating about was whether to attend a retreat, a facilitator class in Mount Shasta called Trinity Energy Progression, which is now something that I practice in terms of energy healing, as well as a class that I teach. So, it was a large expense, and at the time I didn't have a lot of money, and it was time to, put down the deposit. And so the person who was running the experience, Angela Coulter, hi Angela, if you're listening, had said, hey, are you coming? And I said, I don't know. I don't know if I'm not feeling it, if I'm not supposed to go, or I'm just having a hard time discerning, a clear message. So what I did is I woke up the next day and I said, hey, universe, hey, angels, hey, higher power, hey, God, can you guys please send me a very clear message if I am supposed to attend this Trinity retreat in Mount Shasta? And oh, by the way, I need that message today by 3 p.m. Hi, Linda. And so then I let it go, right? I sent my request, I put it out to the universe, and I just basically forgot about it, because oftentimes when we ask questions and we want to control something, or we get impatient and wait for the information, we can block ourselves receiving it. So I said, so hey, can you guys just go ahead and send me a message and make sure it's really clear so I can't miss it, because sometimes I'm not paying attention, we get so busy and we just don't pay attention to the signs that are coming. And I'll talk about some ways that signs come in. So anyhow, close to about 3 o'clock that day, I hadn't received a, sorry, I'm getting messages. I need to do, okay, so people are calling it. So anyhow, at that time, around 3 o'clock, I was driving and totally had forgot about the request I'd put out to the universe, and I pulled up behind a car, and on the license plate in the car in front of me that same day was the exact spelling, the words that said Trinity. And so I was like, oh my gosh, could that have been a more clear sign? And so there it was, and of course my decision was made, and I went, and it was perfect, and I was supposed to be there, and now I teach it, and it's been life-changing for me and others, and so it was wonderful. So that's one example of a sign. But you do have to ask. So if you're confused about something, or you're not really feeling like you have, clear guidance about what it is you're supposed to do, ask, put it out there, and then let it go. Surrender the question so that you can receive it in whatever way is best for you to receive. Another time that is real prominent in my mind is I was just having a real shitty day, and I was sitting out by the pool, and it was beautiful weather, and I'm like, gosh, I should be feeling happier, but I was just, really feeling poop. And so I, again, kind of asked the universe, and I said, can you just, send some love my way, because I'm just really having a bad day. Well, as soon as I had asked, this bird, a red cardinal, flew on the fence, which is always a kind of a sign for me, is the birds. And then the red cardinal flew off, and then a dove appeared, which is another one of my birds. So whenever I see red cardinals or hawks or doves, those are always signs for me that show up when I'm needing some support. Those have already kind of proven true for me. So they showed up immediately as soon as I asked. And in the same moment, after the dove and the cardinal flew away, I kid you not, the clouds formed a heart shape. So it was an actual cloud that went like this in a heart. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay, they're really talking to me now. And then, and this is not a joke, right after the two birds, the heart-shaped cloud, and this is all within a span of 5 minutes, a rainbow appeared. And so, if those aren't, messages, angel messages, signs from the universe, I don't know what is. And so I just wanted to share those two stories with you today because, when we're paying attention and we feel, or if we're lost and we ask and we put it out there and we're willing to receive the messages, they can come in any form whatsoever. They can come as, feathers, coins. They can come as songs on the radio. Oh, that reminds me of another song or another story. I'll try to tell this quickly because I don't want to take too long. But I had just left teaching a Trinity class, and I was feeling really high, full of love, full of light. And I got in the car, and this Belinda Carlisle song came on from like the 80s, Heaven on Earth. Do y'all remember that? And then directly after that song was this True Colors song, like the old Cyndi Lauper song, but this time it was Phil Collins singing it. And so I was like, okay, and one of the themes in the class, and probably even the theme that we're, experiencing in some of these videos, is to be your true self, show your true colors, let your true colors shine through. So I was like listening to the song, and I'm like, oh, I'm getting some messages here through the music. So it was great. I always say thank you when I receive the messages because that acknowledges that they're coming through. But what was even cooler about that is that night I had gone to sleep, and I woke up in the middle of the night and I heard some noise, and I thought it might have been my kiddo. And so I go into his room and I check in, and he's just passed out, but I could still hear something, and I was like, what is that? And so I go downstairs, and we've got that Google Home, if some of you have Alexa or whatever it's called. And in the middle of the night, which has never happened with the Google Home, it turned on randomly and was playing the True Colors song. And so I was like, oh my gosh. So, and to me that shows up because they really, the message in that song and the message that it was trying to convey was just really important for me to receive it. And so sometimes the universe goes out of its way to deliver a message that, is kind of mind-blowing. And these are just, a few stories. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I have so many stories from clients and students. One gal posted the other day, like her phone just randomly turned on and played a song. Sorry for the background noise there. And so I just wanted to share with you guys that, when we're open and listening and paying attention, the signs are out there. We can ask for them. Different synchronicities just kind of fall into place, and it just feels so right. Like you couldn't have orchestrated it if you tried. And so these are the magical moments. These are the signs. These are the things that we can pay attention to just help to lift us up and to maybe have a few signposts to guide us along the way. So if there's a time in your life where you feel like you need some help, ask for a sign and be open to any possibility of how it might show up for you. It could be a friend calling, it could be something you hear on the radio, it can be even a movie that you watch. The signs are everywhere. And so if we pay attention, everything is a message. Everything in our life is a message. And if we just open our eyes and just receive it as that versus just a coincidence, because by the way, folks, there's actually no such thing as coincidences. So it's a synchronicity, and everything's evolving and showing up, and it's here in your favor if we just pay attention. So that is today's message for day 10 of the video challenge. Again, I'm Jen Cunnings, and I appreciate you all listening in and all your support. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful, beautiful evening. Take care. Bye-bye.